Hi, Capricorn. This is your reading for the time period of March 2022. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're visiting, welcome to Amani's Lightwork. Okay. Before I begin your reading, I just want to let you guys know that I do have a few new cases available in the Keys to Akasha section of my channel. Please feel free to comment on the cases. If you do have inquiries about cases that you'd like to see me cover on my channel, you can always comment below the most recent community post that I do have available. You can also write me on my IG. 777. You can also send an email to iavakasha108@gmail.com. Okay. All right. Please also be advised that these readings are interpreted. I'm using my ability and the meanings of the cards to get the readings done. Okay. All right. So let's see what energies are coming through for you. Let's see. Okay. All right, Capricorn. So the Three of Wands is the Three of Virtue that you have underneath. So the Three of Wands would be, it has to do with collaborations with fire sign like Aries, Leos, and Sag elements as well. I'm getting this idea of distance. So you may be distant from them at this point in time, but there's a way that you could possibly communicate with them. I'm getting something about like an organization. So the idea of an organization would mean it could be an organization that you work for, or it could be an organization that they work for, or if it's not, if it has nothing to do with a job necessarily, it could have something to do with the idea of organization, period, is why you could be communicating with the fire sign energy, vice versa. It just depends on what's going on. I do get this idea of a good job. So you working or doing some type of collaboration with them, it does imply that you're probably doing a really good job with the fire sign, vice versa. So it just depends on the energy that is coming through with Three of Wands. I'm also getting this feeling of marriage with them as well. So marriage could be metaphoric or symbolic of the idea of your business connection that you have with them. Marriage could also be like a contractual agreement or legitimate marriage with the fire sign energy, potentially, right? But there's also this idea as well. Like I said, distance does play a factor, but it does prove to be successful because of either you're deciding to move closer to them or they're deciding to move closer to you, right? I'm getting this idea of like bedrooms. So it could be a situation, I don't know, it just depends on the layout of your home. Like you may have one bedroom, you can have two, you can have three, you may live in a whole house. It just depends on the setting, or they do. So if they have space for you, it might be recommended that you go to them if you really want to make it work, or if they want to, they want to make it work, you want to make it work. It does have the space in your home or their home. It does matter for this particular situation. It could be also space, if it's not home environment, then a space as in like space in a business, like they have room for you, vice versa. Okay. All right, so the starting point has the Four of Wands, which is completion. So the Four of Wands does represent your home environment or work environment, anywhere that you reside. As we're dealing with four, so four corners, any area that is enclosed would be your home environment or your work environment, with the Four of Wands energy being here. All right, but I'm getting this idea of visiting, or like visiting them, or they may be visiting you. It's a four, so April may be important. April may be important. I think that's springtime. If you're dealing with like an Aries element, that is Aries birth. April is Aries, or at least the first half of April is Aries. That may be an important. Spring may be important for you as well. If you look at this image as well, I do see like graduation in the back. Some of you, I don't know if you're in school or you may almost be done with school. If you're in school, you could be graduating, or something may be important about the summertime period, because if you see all the tassels flying in the air of the students, something may be important about a graduation, like an actual one. All right, graduation can also be symbolic of you graduating in a field that you're working in, or literally graduation like school. It could be 2024 may be important. So if I'm looking at the 4, if it's not this year, I'm looking at the 4. And it could be 2024 when you graduate. That could be another scenario. If that's not the case, then there's some type of collaboration that you do have with fire signs that's going to be important April of this year. Okay? Or the spring, the summer is important, whether that has to do with school. If it's not school related, you're graduating in the field that you do work in, okay? Or something's going on with the fire sign in the spring. Like communication with the fire sign is important for the spring and the summer. And then 2024 is also important. So either you could be in school and that may be when you graduate, or 2024, something is pivotal in that year or going towards that year for you. Okay? So the 6 of success is here. 6 of Pentacles is in the waiting position. So the 6 of Pentacles would mean the 6 of Pentacles could also be charity. This is like my charity card, but there's success with, like, this is something that you'll be able to do. The 6 could also be June, right? June may be important. So April, May, June may be important months for you. I get abundance. There's financial abundance in June that you may experience. All right, there's a lot of financial abundance coming through for June, April, May, during that time period as well too. But I'm also getting this idea of leeches. So be very careful with who you keep around your money, who you decide. It could be earth sign energy as well. Be very careful of who you have around your money. Or don't talk about a particular job. So there's a particular job or gig that you may get that the spirit is saying, don't talk about that gig, don't talk about that job. I get it like a family member. Don't talk about the gig or the job to the family member, right? So whatever communications that you have with friends, that maybe that will be fine. But if you communicate something about a job, or I get a hire, something that's going on with communicating about a hire, that could be what an organization or a business is doing with you. But if you do get picked for a job, you may not want to share that with a sister or a brother or some type of sibling or friend, because I'm getting this feeling of relaying that information. They may relay the information to someone that you don't want the information about the hiring process. You don't want that information to get relayed to a specific person that you don't like. So, okay, before I go any further, what it seems like to me is I get travel. What it seems like to me here is that you may get hired for a new job, but when you do get hired for the job, don't tell. I'm getting something about an Aries. I don't know if whether that's a man or a female, a male or female Aries. You're either going to tell them, or they may ask, or you're going to tell them like consciously on your own, but there's a need to not share that particular information. I'm getting this feeling of tax documents. So the reason why you shouldn't share like a new job or a new hire, it has something to do with some type of tax document that somebody wants. So I don't know, the fire sign energies may want that. And that's why I was getting the idea of the leeches. I was getting the idea of leeches with the 6 of Pentacles energy. So be careful with, like, when you do get hired, don't talk about one particular job or a new job that you do get or you decide to go with. And you may work with this new job. You may get hired for it now or soon, like in March, or you may get it in April, and it's going to go past the summertime, or that's when you're going to have the most money, is in the summertime. Okay, but what it seems like is that you shouldn't share, I get details of a job. You should share the details of a job that you're in or you're going to get, or it's the details of a gig that you have or a gig you're going to get. You shouldn't share the details of that yet, because somebody wants the tax information for that, for whatever reason they want it. So it could be the fire sign energies that want it, or it could be a new partner that you have that wants it for whatever reason. I get to give to someone else. There's a new partner that you're dealing with that wants that, but they want it because someone else external that you either know of or you don't know of, that anonymous person wants that. Okay. The present has the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles would be that you are a hard worker, or you do work hard for your coins, right? It's prudence. You do work hard for your money. All right. At least, that's how they see that you're very dedicated. You do very well for once. You do very well in your job. Someone may thank you. I get money that you give. Someone may be thanking you for some type of money that you gave them or you're going to give them. But I don't know how much as well. So this is interesting. Somebody may be thanking you for the amount of money that they received with your help, or the amount of money they were able to make with it could be information. It could be like a love partner, like a marriage partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, or like a friend that you helped generously or unintentionally. But they're thanking you for the amount, for the level of help or the quality of help that you were able to give them. But the spirit was also giving me an idea that you don't know how much the person made, is what I'm getting. But somebody's thanking you at the same time, with the Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and Six of Pentacles energy, right? So I'm getting something about an IRS. So if you don't know how much somebody made with some type of information that you gave them, then you may want to check the IRS to see how much. So if it's not something that you have going on like this with a partner, that's one element of this. If it's not that, then you may want, if it's like a new job, you may want to check to see. You may want to check to see who. All right, let me try to take my time with this. If there's a new job that you are trying not to share the information about the new job with a partner, they'll see anyway. So when I hit that note, they will see anyway. So for some reason, there's something that you get paid from that you're keeping from someone specific, like a partner, like I don't know if it's like a married partner, a work partner, love partner, a friend. You're keeping it from them, but it could be because of your social that they have access. Because they have access, or they check the IRS and they can see where you worked, or they can see where you're going to be working. So whether you share that you got a new job or not, they can still check to see where you're going to be working at. That's one element of that, because they can already see, or that could be how they see how much you're going to get paid. But I get invasive. So when I get that note, it's invasive, and something may be psychologically going on with someone with the type of invasiveness, the invasive behavior that they do have. If it's a partner of some kind, it could be a family member that you're keeping something from, and I get time on their hands. There's a family member that you may be keeping something from. The family member or family members have time on their hands. The time on their hands implies that they have time to check the IRS to see where you're working or where you're not working, or like they check to see how much you make from a job. Like you didn't even share that. If I had a sister too, you didn't share that information with a sister, a brother, a friend, and they were able to check it because they may have access to your social security number, or you openly gave it to them. It just depends on what's going on. So if it's not siblings, then it's like a love partner that they're invasive, but something is psychological about their invasiveness. Right? That's one element of the situation. Another is that you do work hard and you do make, you make good money, or you will be making a lot of money soon. Towards the summertime may be really important for you, but I get hide money. So when I hit towards the summer, you may want to hide money from the fire sign energy. You have this earth here too. There'll be other earth signs that you may want to hide money from, or they hide money from you. It just depends on what's going on, because the 6 is there, and the 6 is charity. So you may want to hide money from someone asking you for money, if it's the fire sign, or if it's earth sign energy. Then the other scenario as well was that if you deal with a partner that you helped them, but they made a lot of money. They were able to make a lot of money with your having access to your information or social and things of that nature, right? So they're thanking you, but you don't know how much money. Either you don't know how much money they were able to see that you make, or you don't know, either you don't know how much money they were able to see that you make, or they made a certain percentage of money that you don't know you don't know how much that money, you don't know how much they made using some type of information that you willingly gave them, if that makes any sense. So if it's not information, it could be whatever kind of information. It could be some type of personal document. It could be like, I'm also getting something about a video. It could have something to do with a video that you did. Someone could make money with that, and they thank you for it, but they could have made money with that, some type of video or a presentation or something that you did, and they either gave you a cut of that or they didn't. It could be a film and things of that nature, something work related that you did that someone made some type of money, or you made money with that yourself, and someone knows that, and someone knows that and they want leech. Someone knows that you make money with some type of video footage or some type of skill that you have, and they want to leech off of that money. The star is here, sign of Aquarius. And then the instincts has the Prince of Swords energy. So the Prince of Swords could be an air sign that's a man. So that could be an Aquarian woman that's in the future. But there's an air sign man in general there in the instinct. So that could be an Aquarian, Gemini, Libra that's a dude. All right, they're your instincts. You're thinking about them. I get what they're not telling you. Either something that they did not tell you, or something they're making a conscious decision to not tell you, if that makes any sense. And it could have something, I get who you're involved with. It has something to do with someone that you are involved with. And who you're involved with is the fire sign. Or you could be involved with an Aquarian woman, and the air sign man knows something about an Aquarian woman, whatever it is that's going on there, right? So I don't know if an Aquarian woman did something specific, or the air sign man did something specific that they're not sharing with you, right? I'm being drawn to a Sag as well. Sag, Aries, Leo, they've been in communication with the fire sign, or I'm being drawn to the IRS too. They're in communication because of some type of IRS connection that the air sign male has with the fire sign, whichever fire sign. So it could be a family member I had an old friend. It's a family member that's connected to an old friend that you have. It could be like, it could be a family member that's connected to, I had a cousin. It's a family member that's connected to a cousin, or an old friend that you have, another family member that you have. These could be family members that they're in communication to gather some type of IRS information, right? Crazy. So I'm looking at the Prince of Sword energy, and something may be crazy about them, like crazy, like something that may be psychologically going on with them that they may not see about themselves. That's why they're in the instincts. Like crazy, something like you're either playfully saying that they're crazy, or like they're crazy, what do you call it? They're crazy in the sense where something that could be psychologically going on with them that's crazy, if that makes any sense. Like literally. So if it's not something that's playful, somebody, I get a bipolar. If it's not something playful, then it's diagnosable bipolar disorder that they either were or were not diagnosed for. But the bipolar, it is why they're involved with a family member of yours, if they're like an old friend, or they're involved with they're a cousin that's involved with like another like your siblings or something like that, or an old friend that's involved with your family, if that makes any sense, vice versa. And something is undiagnosable about a bipolar disorder that one of them has. But the disorder is why they're involved with some type of IRS information. I don't know if that resides with the fire signs, may have something going on with them mentally, some of them, right? It's because if somebody's involved with the information like that, I mean, the only other prediction for that is that something is going on legitimately with their mental health, okay? The accomplishment has the Three of Pentacles. So 3 is right next to the 4, which would mean that there's money that you generate from the connection that you have with the fire sign. The spirit is also giving me an idea that they should be giving you more, or you should have more than what they give you. They could have given you $300, $400, right? Because I'm looking at the 3 of Pentacles, and there's 3 pentacles here. That could be like 300, literally, right? It could be 300,000. They could have made some outlandishly large amount of money with some being connected to you, and they give you a very mediocre amount. They give you a very small amount of money, right? Or a large amount of money, or you may make a large amount of money and they want to know. They may be thinking that you do. That could be a scenario, right? They may be thinking that you do. You do need a 1 Prince of Sword energy out of the way so that you can communicate with the fire. So I get logically. Something is going on logically, either with the Prince of Sword or a fire sign. Something is either illogical about their communication, or, something is either illogical about their communication, the fire sign's communication, or the Prince of the air sign male's communication. Something is either not logical, or it is rational or irrational about their communication, if that makes any sense. But the rational situation has to do with some type of financial dealing. The rational situation or irrational situation has to do with their financial situation along with the fire sign energies, right? I guess I'm about poor as well. So I'm looking at the air sign male. One of them is poor, or one of them is like, I don't want to use the word poor. One of them is, what's another way to say that? One of them is like not poor. One of them is like experiencing some type of financial, but I keep being drawn to their psychological health. So it's, if they're not poor, like the state that they're in is because of their psychological health. So because of that could be why they're connected to the fire sign, right? They may not have family, or they may have family that don't care about them. So because of that, they have something that's maybe poor about their psychological health. There's something that's deteriorating about their psychological health. 3 of Pentacles, and the irrational and the determination between irrational and rational thinking that they have dealing with the fire sign, if that makes any sense. 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. But before I move any further, there is more money that you should be getting. There's actually a lot more money that you should be getting, and a portion of that goes to goes to the air sign man. All right. Or they asked for it, or they inquired about it, or they may be nosy and they may want to check they may be checking your, somehow they're able to check IRS and things of that nature to see if you have a new job and things of that nature. But somebody's movement like that could be an ex, that could be an ex that you don't deal with anymore, that is invasive. So if they're not only a friend, they could be an ex that, the 4 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, they could be an ex that you don't deal with anymore, and something that may be invasive about an ex-friend or an ex-lover or family member. Something's going on with their mental health is why they're moving this way. The 7 of Cups energies and the spiritual self. So the Seven of Cups would mean that you do have options into, it could be options into who you give money to or what you pay for, with the Seven of Cups next to the Six of Pentacles. Who you give money to, what you pay for, or who you give money to willingly, with the Seven of Cups energy. So this in your spiritual self with the options. It's also water sign as well. It could be emotional, like the way you deal with your money is emotional for you. It's very emotional the way you make your money, or who you give your money to. Who you give the money to. Right? But there's a lot of money here. There is a good companionship. And then another scenario is that you have this, there's somebody that's jealous of a bond that you formulated with somebody else, or you have a friend or another family member, a cousin or an ex that's involved with your family, and you may know little of that connection, but you may intuitively know about that connection, or you do or you do not. Or you may not confront that connection, but you may need to. It just depends on what's going on. The Lovers is here, sign of Gemini. So, right? The Lovers energy is here with the Prince of Sword energy. So, if for some of you, you were dealing with something psychologically going on with one air sign man. There's so many people that one interpretation could apply to, but if you have there could be another air sign man that you're involved with. If it's a Gemini, whether it's family, it could be a love interest that that they may still like you, or they still want to connect with you, right? So could be a number of interpretations with the air sign man. So some of them they're legitimately crazy, and then another half they could actually be a good person that watch you struggle. They're good. One of them is like a good person that for some reason they may have watched you struggle at one point. Like they watched you struggle. I don't know if that's something you're experiencing now and they're watching that, or I don't know if that's something that you're experiencing now and they're just watching it, or it's like you may have struggled in the past and they watch that happen, right? So whether it's a good air sign or a bad air sign, they watch that happen. I don't know if you watch them struggle. That could be a scenario. You could have watched somebody struggle in a situation, or they watched you struggle. With the Lovers energy, is a partnership that you were in with an Aquarian, Libra, Gemini. That's a man. Could be a woman too. Well, the Aquarian woman is in the future. Could be a Gemini. There's a male and female on the Lovers card, so that brings in a Gemini woman, Gemini man, and then you have it could be like Libra man, air sign male and female. Period. Like something is going on with their mental health. Something's going on with their mental health legitimately that they don't know is not diagnosed. They haven't been diagnosed for it, but they exhibit signs of it. That's one element. Then there's another situation like bipolar disorder or a personality disorder. That's one element of it. Then another situation is that they are fine and they do care about you, but they did watch you struggle at one point, if that makes any sense. What's changing is the Chariot, sign of Cancer. So the only other water sign that's here will be the Seven of Cups with the Cancer. So there may be options with a Cancer or whatever other water sign. Or it's just travel that is changing. So if there's travel that's changing, it would mean that you're either some type of travel plan that you had could be changing. It could be traveling to go meet someone, traveling to move, or it's changed. Maybe you weren't okay. You either change your mind about leaving, or you change your mind about going. You change your mind about leaving a situation or traveling towards a situation, whatever the travel implies for you. And it has something to do with the fire signs, the air sign male and female, with the chariot in the changing position. Or it's a job. It could be related to a job as well too. The Seven of Pentacles is in the resolution going towards the Aquarian. So something is important, something that is happening here with you. It does have something to do with the Aquarian woman as well. Or if it's not only an Aquarian woman, then it has something to do with, you could be embodying star energy and something is going on with that. But I get envious people. So you could be embodying star energy and there's envious people around. The Prince of Swords, the air sign men, that could be why I was picking up that message with someone. Someone may have watched you struggle with something at one point, but now you're a star and and somebody's envious of that. Somebody's envious of that. Or there's multiple people that are envious of that. Right? Multiple people are envious of that. But you really, the other situation is to protect your money. And I get a bond. Protect money that you're making. Protect a bond that you're formulating with someone. And for some of you, you may be formulating a bond with an air sign man or woman. And they may be trying to protect that. Or you may be trying to protect that. Or the fire sign is. So the Aries, those Sag may be trying to protect the bond that they have with you, or a bond they have with your information, or they're trying to protect them. Somebody's trying to protect the air sign man. However many of them, somebody's trying to protect them. I don't know if they're trying to protect themselves, but I keep getting, every time I talk about them, I keep getting this idea that they do need help, whether it's like psychological help, emotional help, financial help. Like that's a whole package for them. One of however many of them, okay? All right, let me do an outcome here. Like the craziest thing would be to have somebody mentally ill that has access to something. And I mean, you don't want that. And especially if you're dealing with a bond, but I mean within that is heavy envy that's also psychological, that somebody has that going on. All right, let me look for an outcome. All right, so the Emperor is here, sign of Aries. It could be Taurus. You have Earth sign energy here too. So you could be dealing with a Taurus and an Aries that's a man as well. So let me do another outcome. And then, okay, you have double Aries. You have a lot of Aries element going on here. There's a lot of Aries in the situation, right? And you may be moving towards an Aries element. And if it's not only energy of Aries, the Fool coincides with the travel, with the Chariot, as a journey that you're embarking on with a Taurus or Aries that's a man. They could be coming towards you or you're going towards them. It just depends on the situation. But I was getting forward movement period with them. So it feels like, and it could be because you embody star energy, or something's going on with an Aquarian woman that I get jealous. There's an Aquarian woman that you're aware of or you're not aware of, that they're very jealous. They're a very jealous woman. But if that's not the case, then something's going on with someone, the air sign men, something's going on with them with undiagnosed bipolar or personality disorders that somebody has. Somebody, like when you're not in their space, or you may not be aware at all, somebody literally has, like, they go in to see where you work, like without asking you. They somehow have some type of access to IRS information and things of that nature, that they search that, and something is mentally going on with someone that they need to do that. Okay. All right. But other than that, you are making good money. There's a lot of success and financial abundance for you. You just got to get rid of, be aware of. You just got to, like, I don't know if you could get rid of them necessarily, but you just got to be aware of, I'm looking at the air sign men, some of them, you got to be aware of them, or something that they're doing with someone that you're tied to, something like that. All right. Let me know how it resonates, Capricorn. Be well. Take care. Bye.